Hey guys, PLJ Figs here, and welcome to my AEW WrestleDream predictions video. Looking like a good card, quite a few matches to get through. Yeah, let's get into the predictions. First up, we have the two ROH title matches with Chris Jericho versus Mark Briscoe for the ROH World title, and Brian Cage versus Atlas Jr. for the ROH television title. Cannot tell you anything about what's going on with Brian Cage versus Atlas Jr. Apparently he's not even being built up, it's just on the show for no reason, obviously. So, sorry Brian Cage, I'm going to go with a retain on that front. And then, obviously, ROH have got a pay-per-view coming up, apparently that could see Jericho take the title and be their kind of main person, but I think it'd be a bit stupid to do that. So, sorry Jericho. I'm going to go with Mark Briscoe to retain his ROH World Championship. Next up, we're going to have the singles matches that I don't have figures for, or only got one figure for. So first we're going to get into the Darby Allin versus Brody King match. Obviously, Darby just losing to Moxley to lose his title shot at WrestleDream against Bryan. We'll get into that later. Quite a difficult one to predict because we don't know if they're going to just straight away have him win and go on and keep going up the ladder, or if they're going to give him kind of a downward spiral until he starts picking himself up again. I'm going to go with Darby Allin win, but I would not be surprised Brody King to win that either. Next up, we've got the AEW Women's Championship match between Mariah May and Willow Nightingale. I don't think it's the time for Mariah May to lose the title yet, honestly. I think I've been hearing people say that they would expect this probably down the line, probably next year at Revolution or something like that, instead of now. So I'm going to go with Mariah May just about to win this match. And last up, we've got Hologram versus the Beast Mortis in a 2 out of 3 falls match. As you can hear, I've been trying to keep up with AEW. I've only been snippets here and there. I've heard about this Hologram. Okay, not seen actually much with him. Beast Mortis, I've seen a little bit more because obviously trying to catch bits of Ricochet. He supposedly had quite a good match against him, but they are trying to push this Hologram wrestler, so I'm going to go with him to win the match, but sadly I couldn't really care less on that one. So yeah, that's my predictions for those three. Next up, we've got a singles match between Jay White and Adam Hangman Page. Obviously, Jay White is just returned from his injury, and Adam Hangman Page is on a roll at the moment after beating Swerve at All Out. Kind of hard to predict this. I mean, you don't really want Jay to lose on his first pay-per-view match back, but then you don't really want Hangman to lose because he's on a roll after beating Swerve. Obviously, Swerve is returning on the show. We'll see what that comes of. Seems like something could happen between him and now the debuting Shelton Benjamin and MVP. Could see Bobby Lashley obviously join him. Some concepts have had Powerhouse Hobbs instead of Prince Nana. Some have had Prince Nana in the group. We'll see what happens of that. It's a really hard one because you don't want either one to really lose at the moment. One's just returned, one's on a roll. I'm going to go with Jay White to win, just about, because I feel like Hangman a little bit more can take a loss and still keep going. He did this last year. Well, I think, yeah, it was either last year or earlier this year where he took a loss against Swerve, still kept on, and he had momentum still behind him. So I'm going to go with Jay White to win this match. Next up, we've got a TNT title match between Jack Perry and Shibata. I don't think Jack Perry is losing the title quite yet, unfortunately to Shibata. So, sorry Shibata. I don't have a figure of him, so I'm going to go with Jack Perry to retain his title. Not too sure who's going to take the title from him. Maybe a Kenny Omega. Who knows? I mean, Kenny feels like he's going to either face the Young Bucks with Ibushi, or he's going to face Jack Perry and take the title from him. But yeah, I'm going to go with Jack Perry to retain his TNT title. Next up is the AEW Tag Team Titles match between the Young Bucks and Private Party. I don't think Private Party are winning this, unfortunately. If they were built up a little bit more, this would have been more of a even match. I think a long time ago, when they were hot, they could have had a chance at this. But at the moment, I don't think they're taking the titles. I don't think any of the are losing their titles tonight. So sorry, Private Party, you've lost. I feel like this spot could have been better if it was maybe the Acclaimed. That would have been more even match. But who knows? Apparently, Acclaim could be on the 0 hour against the old models. I can't remember the exact names that were in WWE. I think the Acclaim take that win, to be honest, if they do have that match. I am recording this before Rampage, so you never know. But yeah, I'm going to go with the Young Bucks to retain their AEW World Tag Team titles. Next up is the match I'm most excited for. It is Will Ospreay versus Ricochet versus Takeshita for the International Championship. Obviously, Will Ospreay has just won that title at All In, then defended it at All Out against Pac. Kind of hard to predict this. I don't think Ricochet's winning, sadly. And to be honest, I can see a Will Ospreay retain, to be honest, because I think Takeshita, he's brilliant. I loved him during G1, and I'm happy he's back and he's going for a title. But I don't think he's going to win this. But I think Ricochet's in here to take the pin, keep Takeshita strong, and I think he's going to go into the C1 and have the final against Okada, because that seems like a match they are building up to, of Takeshita versus Okada. So yeah, I'm going to go for Will Ospreay to win this match, and yeah, and retain his title. And last up is the AEW World Championship match between Jon Moxley and Bryan Danielson. Obviously with the caveat of, if Bryan loses, he retires. He's obviously said that for his world title reign, that if he loses the title, that's it. He retires. He's done with the ring. I don't think they're going to do it now. I feel like this is going to go until maybe All In next year. I can generally see that him holding the title for a year and losing at All In, or sometime next year instead. So even though I'm loving Mox's little, obviously his version of the Blackpool Combat Club, Wheeler Yuta getting caught in the middle of it, obviously, because he's Trios champion, but he was not part of attacking Bryan at All Out, obviously coming in and trying to bloody murder him. Yes, because that is what we want to see on a pay-per-view. It still didn't compare to the match after, was it, with Swerve and Hangman. Anyway, so I don't think Bryan's losing here. I think he needs to get his payback on Moxley in this match instead of losing the title straight away and that being it of Bryan Danielson. I think they run this back later down the year where Mox maybe wins it, or potentially, I've heard a lot of it, of Darby being the man to retire Danielson. And to be honest, I would love to see that, of Darby winning the title and being the man to retire Bryan Danielson. So, sorry Mox, I don't think you're winning now. Maybe in the future, and be the one to retire him later down the line. I think this is going to be a story that's going to be going for a while. Obviously, you've got on one side Mox, Claudio, Pac, and Rhea Shafir, or some. No, I might be wrong on that. Sorry, on the women's side, and then you've got the other side of Bryan Danielson, and now thankfully Wheeler Yuta, he's now gone on to the side of Bryan Danielson, but you never know, they could turn him. He's still one third of the trios champions, so you never know, he could turn on Bryan Danielson because of he wants to keep the titles, don't he? So yeah, I'm going to go with Bryan Danielson to retain the AEW World Championship. So yeah, that is my predictions for AEW WrestleDream. I hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you guys the next time. Bye.